Not with having 2 kids, and it streams through like YouTube. And so I would love to watch them at work when I'm on break, when I just have the time. And by the time you get home, it's just like, I can never watch like the whole thing, but I usually get, good 10, 15, 20 minutes at a time. And so,
but that's probably all you can take of us is 20
minutes. I enjoy listening to it. It's a lot of fun. And the fact that I know all of you is, makes it.
Yeah. Getting close to Christmas, the holidays.
Oh, and we got something to talk about with that.
What's that?
You're in my.
Don't tell him.
We've got to. Oh, I thought you said we wanted to for.
You mean about the la stuff?
The pictures stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't talk about that.
No.
The pictures. Yeah, go ahead. So, what do we want to do?
So Dad and I had some fun with some. They're goofy. They're not serious. Some goofy. Well, maybe you guys will wonder if they're serious or not. We did some goofy Christmas pictures and stuff like that. So maybe what we can do is. Maybe what I'll do is I'll have Damon flash one of them. It'll be a goofy one on the screen here. And if you have the time and you want to do it, we would like to see your recreations of maybe some funny, goofy
awkward
poses,
maybe.
Awkward
Christmas ugly
things.
Sweaters.
The only thing we do ask is that you keep it clean. Nothing. And we'll obviously, if you send something in, and maybe nobody will send anything in, which, whatever. But if you do decide to, we will go through and make sure that they're appropriate for.
We reserve the right to reject or edit any content that is sent to us.
So anyway, have some fun with it if you'd like to. Maybe you have kids, stuff like that. You want to dress up, and even just cute or serious ones.
We'll take serious
whatever.
ones. We'll be happy to have.
Dad and I just did some goofy ones, just to, I don't know,
spice it up a little bit.
I guess so.
So show it. I mean, I guess we're goofy. I guess we're goofy enough as it is, but that shows even more of our goofy side.
Anyway, this week is the 35th episode. As we talked about in our commercial, we got Jamie Lucey coming on, works at Plastic Ingenuity. We've also got a little travel log of what we did, some pictures and stuff that we got to enjoy, some friends and stuff like that. And
down
then
in Marco Island, Florida.
And then a little bit of Mazomanie side-wise, not a whole lot. We weren't around. So no Todd's Tips this week, and no numbers because we were gone. So I don't know if you had anything else to add, but...
I don't. I think we want to just go for it.
I think people are tired of waiting for the 35th episode. So
they've had to wait the longest since we started back in April. They've had to wait for it. So you've been waiting. We're going to deliver.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right now.
Hey, this is Bill DeWeese, pro voiceover talent and voiceover career coach. And this is the original Father-Son Voiceover Podcast.
Feels like we've been gone a long time.
Yep.
But not as long as our viewers feel like we've been gone. They have missed
us like crazy.
Missed us like crazy, I'm sure. I have a text out to Jameson Dewar. You know why?
Because we got the mayor coming?
Yep.
Mr. Royston.
Yep. Hopefully. He's
How
just
do
going
I
to confirm.
sound? Do I sound fine, John?
Yep.
Okay. Figured.
And we got our Christmas decorations.
Ouch. Yeah, we
Nice.
sure do.
And that middle thing is from Lydia.
It's got sleigh bells ring. Are you listening?
And Mom helps. You can't see over here, but there's lights over here, and there's lights around the table.
There sure
Guess
are.
that's about it.
Why is that? Is that because
Do we have that candle up there yet?
it's hiding?
Oh, do we have matches? Can't we light it?
I can light it right. I can
Why
light
don't we
it
do
right
that?
now.
Well, what do you want?
us into the 35th episode.
Okay. Welcome to the 35th episode. We've been gone a week, and we've missed hanging out with you. And I don't know if the feeling's mutual, but
they've enjoyed the time off.
Yeah, they've enjoyed the time away from us. Sometimes that's what people need. They just need some time away.
A vacation away from the original Father Son Voiceover podcast.
So this is the 35th, and we're going to have a few things Meso site-wise. We don't have anything for Wisconsinites Weekly because we've been gone, and we're just kind of getting settled back in after our big trip to Marco Island, Florida, and and we've got a special guest.
Yes, Jamie Lucey, who is a proud watcher, listener, fan of the original Father Son Voiceover podcast. He got a hold of us and said he'd like to be a guest, so we had him on. He grew up with John, played basketball. Talk about all those things where he works at Magnum PI Plastics Ingenuity. And
his mom listens too, Deb.
Oh.
And so does Aaron, his brother.
It's a family affair there too.
Yeah, maybe others.
Bringing families together
Yeah.
since 2021. 22.
22, yeah. So anyway,
It's all right.
so Jamie's going to be our special guest. And one other thing about Jamie is, we're not just simply local. We're starting to branch out because we're
global.
We used to just have Meso people, but now, even though Jamie works in Meso at Magnum PI
Plastics Ingenuities.
he lives in Black Earth, so we're starting to expand our horizons. So don't feel like we are exclusive just to Meso.
We're coming to a town near you soon. So what do we want to do? We want to get into our Meso Sitewise since it's really short. Just get that out of the way, and then we'll talk about our trip, and then we'll get to Jamie's interview because honestly, that's probably the best part of our episode this week.
Yeah,
because not a lot of people want to hear about our trip, probably, but we're going to do it anyway.
And I just texted Jameson, so I'll keep you guys informed right here, live and in color, if he confirms that Dick's going to be on the couch for our next episode the following week.
Okay, so what did you have? I heard. I'm not well versed.
Well, a second cousin of mine, Kim Sears Hacker, stopped John. Where did you see her?
She was down at the Meso Library.
Oh, nice.
What are you doing at the Meso Library?
Well, I wasn't there. I was walking back from
You must have been
Meso Mix It Up.
Meso Library where you saw
I was,
You must have been because that's.
John was just walking
well,
by
she
and he
hung
peeked
out
his
or
head in.
something.
yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
She was outside.
And you made it sound like you were in
Yeah,
the
my
Meso
bad.
library.
That's okay. Go ahead.
No,
and tell your story.
I do have a library card though. Still,
I have one, but I haven't renewed it in a long time.
yeah.
That's right. You can still get a book.
Yeah.
Really?
make
With
sure
an
you-
old one?
Just make sure you rewind the video if you do VHS. It's color fine.
I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw her outside of the library and she said she's enjoying listening to the podcast. So
Well, thank
that was
you.
nice. And the only thing I noticed, and I made mention in the last one that they probably wouldn't hold out and wait for us, but during our vacation, the townspeople put the Christmas lights up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did they do it?
Yep.
While we were gone?
I mean, I didn't see them up before, so they must have done it while we were
And
gone.
the promenade too is all decorated.
Yeah, that was before, but yeah, this is
Which I don't know. Maybe the mayor was in charge of that too.
Well,
he
he's down
was.
there. He was
He
down
was.
there because I was at Mix It Up Fitness and I saw he and his wife down there
Yep.
putting stuff up.
Dad was
Question
mixing
is,
it up.
what can't he do?
We'll find out.
Find out. I
yeah.
mean, the list of things he can't do is much smaller than the things he can do. I'm sure.
Go ahead with the next one.
Let's see. The possum sighting.
Yes.
Is that the second thing?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, we had a possum in our garage.
Oh,
I gotta
the other thing, but just before that, the other thing we missed the star lighting while we were gone. There's lots of stuff happening when you are in a place like Meso. I mean, you miss a lot in 1 week. We missed a lot of stuff.
Miss a week, miss a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's exactly right. So anyway, the star lighting. Back to the possum thing. Go ahead.
We had a possum in our garage, and so what I'll have to do is I'll have to have it's not on there. I have to have Mom send it to me, but we'll have Damon play it on
Not
there
the
for
possum,
people.
the video of the possum.
Yeah, we don't have the possum.
But
right
tell
here.
what I mean. We left our It was before we left out. Just
Ask
before.
Joe. Joe's the one who.
Oh, okay. Go ahead,
who
Joe.
saw it and
I was walking here for some reason.
Up here.
Nope.
Oh.
To the house
Oh, okay.
because I wouldn't have seen it because it was in the garage.
Okay.
So that's
Garage door
there's
was
no-
open.
There's no.
and how
there's
would
no,
you have gotten up here
there's
without
no
going up
access.
the
There's
stairs?
no access from up here, Drew.
So
to the
and
your
Joe
lack
can't
of
fly.
clarity is my fault now.
yes.
Go ahead with your story.
So I was walking here. I was rudely interrupted by Drew.
Oh,
I was walking here.
You weren't interrupted like
and
I was
the
like Dad.
garage door was open, and I saw this being out in the garage. And then I thought it was a cat because we have cats around here.
big cats.
Yeah, big cats.
Second
So I
shot.
thought, well, not, but
Like,
cats. And then I thought, okay, well, I see this thing. It's probably just a cat, so I'm just going to try to scare it out for a second. Then I got a better look at it, and it was a possum. So then we just went into making sure we got it out of there because you don't want no opossum in your, especially I think it was the day before we were leaving.
So you don't want it coming knocking on your door.
No.
no.
That's true. That's a good book.
So-
And it's, by the way, it's opossum. That's how you say it. Did you know that?
That's what I was saying.
I just was letting you know.
Mm-hmm.
The
So are we
O's.
going to play the video?
Yeah, we'll play it right here. Demond will play it for us.
Well, I'm trying to be careful because I don't want him to jump out at me.
Here he's backing out. Do it again. Here he comes. Keep going.
Come on, possum!
Here he comes. He's a small one. Good going. Pushing at him. Keep going. Get out of there.
You might want to look out.
I'm watching. I've got to keep an eye on him though.
Coming?
Keep going. Keep going. He's going back in now. You gotta keep pounding. You gotta keep pounding and like hit it hard.
Well,
hit it hard and get him
I
out
don't want
of
to
there.
break
He's
the
not-
thing. Come on, possum!
Keep hitting the. Just hit this like this.
Well, the problem is I don't want him to come this way, okay? Well, I don't... Yo, bro, get out of
He's
here.
gotta- Well, just put it right there.
I'm just gonna...
There he is.
Oh,
That's a big... No, careful.
yeah.
Come on, get out, buddy. Come on out. Come on out. Come on out. Here. Wait. That's what I was gonna do, was try to block him. Get him back out. Yep, come on. This way, over here. Ah, he's not a dog. I guess I could say that. Coming out? Yep. Come on, buddy. Come on. Ah. They're not that ugly, honestly.
Not when they're little.
No, keep slapping. He's here. Yeah. No, you gotta do what you were doing where you were kind of pushing it in there again. I'm gonna try and if we can get him in this corner again. Yep, come on, go. Yep, you're good. Yep, keep going.
Get that thing shut, Mom.
Keep going. Come on. Yep, out of here. Get that shot.
I think
And
you
yeah.
can pronounce it either way.
Yeah.
I've looked it up before, but that's all
That's
right.
what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
I
Drew
was
just
saying
shot
it
me down
both.
there.
Both ways.
Kim Hauser,
I
who'll be
think
a
there's-
guest, taught us that it was opossum.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think that's because what
Maybe you could
she
say
knows a
Latin.
lot. She knows a
Oh,
lot
that's a
more
Latin
about
name. You could look it
opossums
up.
than you do.
What's the Latin name for opossum? Look it up and let's have Drew say it.
Oh yeah,
This might
pronounce
not
it.
be
because
just
he's
one
the
section now.
anonymous.
Here we go
Here we go.
with our great television.
Yeah. Hopefully,
All right,
I'll be
thumbs
able
up,
to.
early.
Huh? Oh, opossum.
You can
Well, I mean, that's how it's spelled. I mean,
Oh, there it
nobody's
is.
saying that.
Opossum.
Latin name.
This is.
Maybe Drew could give. Maybe what?
Oh no.
Well, that looks like an easy one.
Didelphidea.
Well, so much for Drew.
well, good try it.
He didn't-
You
yeah.
weren't saying any different, but
I
you
don't
What's
think so.
the? Hey Joe, what's the Hawaiian name for?
Uh,
Oh,
is there a way
all of a
to
sudden it's
say
not okay.
how to pronounce opossum, Joe? See, I've already
it
changed.
is.
I said opossum. That's
There,
it.
there it is.
Protected species.
Pronunciation.
Opossum.
Opossum.
So it's not opossum, it's a possum.
Huh.
Let's play it.
Is the silent?
Let's play it out loud there, Joe.
Opossum.
Opossum.
Possum.
But it's not a possum. It's
It's not
It's
opossum.
opossum.
That's not what it's saying.
No, it's a possum.
Saying possum.
Opossum.
Well, sometimes
Opossum.
O's are.
That's what I was
are
saying.
Pronounce
Is
it off.
the O silent in the word opossum?
Yes.
In a common
Like-
use,
like-
possum is the usual term. In technical or scientific context, opossum
No.
is
you're
preferred.
You're just pronouncing it as if it's spelled. I mean, that's how it's spelled.
Do you say potential?
Pronunciations.
It's potential.
Potential. That's what I
Like-
say.
PUH, potential.
Potential.
Do you say potato chip or do you say potato chip?
Potato.
or
Potato,
potato
potato.
chip. Tomato,
know.
tomato.
Anyway,
Opossum.
that's our.
Look at
Opossum.
look at some of the other options.
I know.
Opossum.
Okay.
Why do we have?
Why do Americans say opossum? Should you
Opossum.
pronounce the L in
What was it?
almond?
Yeah,
Opossum.
they're kind of funny.
Maybe that's the British.
Opossum.
Opossum.
British people sound always so sophisticated
Yeah.
when they talk.
Yeah.
Maybe some people say snooty.
Oh,
I say
here's-
they always sound smarter.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well,
there it is. We
got
had
off
we
that.
had.
I think that's it
opossum.
for the
Meso
site-wise.
Were we going to mention
site-wise.
the?
Oh yeah,
We
yeah.
can.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I mean, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
I
It's a cold. It's not a cold case. It's a.
It's
Somebody. It's a hot.
One of our reverse sponsors.
Yep.
One of our guests, Aaron Handel. His brother was a guest. He wasn't, but he runs Handlebar Performance. And the other night, someone stole a side by side from them.
Tough.
Yeah. So they posted on their Facebook if anybody's seen anything about it, see anything suspicious, let them know. But I asked Cal, what they were. It was in the back, so there's no cameras back there, and they supposedly put it on a trailer and took it away.
There
So
will
that's
be
quite
now.
the. Yeah, that's quite the. It's quite the
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
It's too bad for the guy who owned it. Sounded like he did okay with it. So anyway,
How do you handle something like that? I mean, obviously you put
I don't know what you
put
do.
lights in the back probably now and a camera. It's unfortunate. That just
Yeah.
ought not to happen.
Maybe have an opossum out there just in case, scare people away.
I don't think that'd do it.
No, I don't think so either.
We got it out of our garage pretty easily. Although we were talking about, it was probably because of all those big cats around. It was probably trying to get some shelter, and it was.
It was
Out of
getting
the-
some
Scared it
respite.
out. We scared it
and
out to
Yeah.
its worst nightmare having
Yeah,
to live
please
out with
don't-
all
please
these
don't
big
pry
male
your cat
cats.
out.
Our
Yeah.
garage was like a bridge over troubled waters for it.
You know, exactly. Yeah.
And what did we do? What was it when we sent it out? There was no bridge there anymore?
Out of the fire into the frying pan.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
exactly what it
Some
was.
other
Into
quip.
the
You gotta
frying
have some other quip.
You know?
Now, do you
All
think
right.
we can handle our trip
I think
to
we
Marco
I think
Island
we
in
can.
18 minutes?
I think so.
Okay, let's do it. Let's
We
try.
can do a quick.
Let's
run
buzz
through.
through it like an airboat ride.
Yeah. Let's start with the first day that I have there, which
So what day
is
did we leave?
we left Thanksgiving Day.
Thanksgiving Day. And Jonathan, tell us the story. 15 minutes it
Yeah,
took, right?
15 minutes from parking in the parking garage
In
to
Madison.
in Madison to dropping off our check bags with 2 check bags, and they had to get the sticker on them and all that kind of stuff. We had to wait for a minute or two, and then we went up the escalators, and we were it was almost like we were the pre-check where you can just basically go there.
Pre-TSA.
Pre-TSA.
Yeah.
They were all the people that were the security or the checkpoint people were waiting to check people. And so we were the 8 people coming through, and it took us we didn't get to our gate in 15 minutes, but I would assume that with getting our shoes back on and getting our backpacks back on our backs and all that kind of stuff, it took us 20 minutes to get to our gate from parking our vehicle to the gate.
It was the quickest
So, yeah.
so far that
Easily,
we've
yeah.
had.
I mean, we had our own TSA agent
Yep.
to talk with us, and they were really friendly too. That
Yeah.
was kind of nice.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a
So
great day to
in
travel.
the first 2 days that we were there that night, we got there and they have a pool and we swam in it.
heated pool.
Heated pool,
Yep.
86 degrees.
Yep.
No big deal.
Yep.
And then the first 2 days, we kind of just lazied around and enjoyed the.
So Friday and Saturday, yep.
Yep.
And Sunday.
And the
But
heated
Sunday
pool.
Sunday we went, which we're going to show.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Sorry. Yep. Yeah.
But not Tuesday. Friday and Saturday, the first 2 days we were there, we lazied around. We went to Publix. Publix
Grocery
is
store.
a grocery store.
Great
and it's a
grocery
great
store.
grocery store. The best.
make
Around.
handmade subs there, and they've got
Fresh fruit is great because it's from Florida or other places where it doesn't sit on.
We don't
a-
know that for sure, but
I don't know.
it seems like it's
It seems
disclaimer.
like
seems like it's better than up here.
just
And
so you
then-
know
It's a
just so you know the heated pool was inside. It was inside like a screened-in porch,
Like
a
a
huge
lanai. They
screened-in
call those
porch.
lanais.
Lanais. Well, see, that's
Beneath Lanai.
Yeah.
you know all those Latin words, and that's is a
Just laying
lanai.
in-
Is a lanai a Hawaiian name?
I don't know.
Look that up, would you, while we go through here?
Do you not say the A in Lanai?
I'm not sure. I even.
Everybody's
Oh,
mad.
maybe I got us off task.
We do need to stay on
Yeah.
task.
Sorry, Joe.
We don't have much.
How about if I look at that?
There you go.
He'll do it. That's all right. We can keep talking.
wait. That's could be an update here.
We could talk.
We are all doing well, Jameson says. We will see you tomorrow at 1:30
Nice.
Awesome.
We got the
Interview
mayor.
with Dick Royston.
And Mr. Jameson.
Been waiting a long time for that.
How do you spell Lanai?
LANAI.
LANI. Yep. Lanai. Leneath Lanai. All right. So anyway, we can probably keep talking while he's looking this
A
baby
porch
up.
Yeah, I was thinking. I wasn't
veranda.
thinking it was a porch. I was thinking more of a veranda. That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what you were kind of thinking of, a veranda.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Anyway,
All right,
it
let's go back
seems
to
be
the
a
It's a
Hawaiian
screened-in
name.
veranda.
Joab, let's go back to the pictures.
Yeah, that's what I
Because
was
then
at.
on Sunday,
Mhm.
we slept in, of course, not really. But then we went to what's called the Loop Road, which is something we do every year. We've done it 3 years now. And what it is on both sides is there's kind of swamp water. It's the Everglades. And
20 miles,
This time-
21 miles or something.
yeah, 21 miles of gravel road. And it's kind of wild. It's pretty wild. You wouldn't want to walk that probably by yourself.
Definitely not at night.
Not at night. But the first 2 times we went, we saw lots and lots of gators. This time, not so many. But we did see this guy. And I don't know how big he is, but I bet you he's at least 7 feet. I think that's being.
I don't know, but I'm gonna guess.
It's because its head's pretty big and its body's pretty big, and the ones that we saw that they were saying were 6 feet.
And you can see there's no fence there. I mean, that's not.
And I'm
we're not in
probably-
a reserve or in anything like that.
This is
That's
a shot
out in the
from
wild.
car. This is a shot
I
right
might
from
be
the car.
10 feet away from
Yep.
that.
You could. Were you out? Yeah, we were.
I
out.
was
Yeah.
really close to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
It was really close.
yeah, it was. So then we did that, and that was fun. It usually takes us a couple hours to do that. You drive real slow when you look around for gators. You get out, and we saw some snakes there. We saw a turtle, and
Gars,
all sorts of
fish.
birds.
Yep.
Yep. So there's that. That's what we do.
Hey, and the one thing we noticed with the swamp is it even looks there that it's kind of swampy, but that water is crystal clear. It's like it's gone through thousands of layers of filters. It's really it
Which it
looks
has.
like it looks like you could drink out of it. Which maybe you can. I don't know, but we didn't try.
With that guy in there, I would say probably would want to
Yeah,
stay
you don't
away
want to
from
dip
it.
your head in it.
Excuse me, pardon me.
Well, I'm
pardon me,
talking
excuse me.
about.
I'm trying to get a drink of the water.
Oh, what he's doing.
Yeah,
into
what he
that,
might be
yeah.
doing.
Oh, yeah, true.
And all the other things.
Hey, well, what
I'm
did
not
they
sure that
say?
they have a porta potty area where they
No.
stay away from the swamp.
Gator potty, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember how long you could determine from the eyes to the snout? It's inch per feet. That's what
Yeah.
they determine, right? So if
So if
the
it's
eyes,
like 8 inches,
yeah,
then it's
an
8 feet long.
footer.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what Jimbo told us.
That's what Jimbo.
Yep.
Jimbo
did.
Yeah.
the
The
driver
dune
of
buggy,
the
right?
Buggy,
driver.
swamp
We'll get to
buggy.
that.
Yeah.
Hang on.
That was just a
Side
second.
All right,
we don't have a whole lot for that, but
So that's the swamp.
let's.
We did do it.
Then the next day, we went and saw our friends Larry and Bob.
Yeah.
on the East Coast.
Yep, Pompano Beach.
Mazo Mustang backers.
Yep, and there's a picture of our family. Joe sent me this, and I don't. He's got 3 of us not smiling, 4 of us not smiling, and 4 of us smiling.
Maybe you just
And-
weren't in a
and
smiling
mom's-
mood.
Mom is
Mom's
the
sleeping.
most photogenic person in our family easily. And she's got her eyes closed. So we wanted to make sure we included that
Yeah,
one.
we didn't
But
have
they're
one
on
without
the,
it.
Yeah.
Are they on the
Yeah,
12th?
which is weird.
Are they on the 12th floor or 14th
12th floor.
And you can see the ocean right there, which is they've got a very nice.
What did you
view.
say when you got up there? Did you say, "Let me see"?
Let me see. Yeah, that's what I said. And then
And that's what Mom's asking for.
if you go
Yeah,
to
that's
if you
true. She's trying too hard at that picture. She's working at it.
Yeah, but that is what a view. I mean, you can
Yeah.
see all the way down towards Miami, to the south behind Drew's Head, and then to the left all the way to England.
We took,
basically.
I think it was close to 10 pictures, and you would have thought if you were going through these that maybe Mom was just sleepwalking or something,
Yeah.
because literally almost every single one she had her eyes closed.
Which is just weird, yeah.
when Drew had a
I think she was soaking it all in. I
had a
think she was
backpack
just.
on.
yeah,
just
yeah
dream-
airshoot.
Do you have a
Parachute.
backpack, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were on our way out.
Okay.
So that was at the end. But during that, some of you guys went swimming. I went fishing.
Yeah.
And I caught a little
big
baby fish. You might not be able to see it. It's very small. I mean, it was probably
Especially next to the
5
gun
inches.
show. Tough to see.
Hey, Joe. There you go. Look at that.
job, Joe.
It's some sort of snapper. I don't know
That's not a
what it's called, but it's called a snapper. And I want to try fishing this year, and I did it this year.
There was a
And
restaurant at the beginning of the pier area there. You maybe should have taken that down there and said, "Hey, listen, I brought
I
supper."
could feed the whole island here.
Well, I don't know if we'll go that far.
You
but
could hide that in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
I could have taken it home. Yeah, put it in an aquarium, and then
But it was fun to fish. It was fun to fish there, right?
it sure was. I could see lots of fish. My hook was too big, but that was okay. I somehow caught that with that big hook, and then we usually take a little walk around the island,
Yep.
and there were pigeons. See this every day. I'm holding a pigeon.
There's our friend Larry.
There's Larry in the
Reeve.
back. Yeah, short video. See this every day. I'm holding a pigeon.
You had 3 on your hand at one point.
I did at one point. Yep.
And there's this one guy that's down there that
Feeds them.
was trying to teach you how to hold them. It seemed like you were doing a good job all by yourself.
I had already had it without any food, and he was giving me food. Yeah. But
wasn't
anyway,
pigeonless for-
He was feeding the birds food.
we did that. And then we also saw a big iguana, and I took a video of it.
Yep.
Look at that thing. Hey, dude. What is that? 4 feet long? Yeah.
Will those things hurt?
Then
Will
get
they
it.
hurt you?
I don't
I
know.
don't
Because
know.
we saw some on Marco Island, Mom and I too, just hanging out.
Yeah, I don't know. That was it's big, and it was photogenic.
Larry says that they'll fall out of they climb up into palm trees and will fall from a.
It's too cold.
It's
Yeah.
too cold.
for them.
Their bodies like.
They like seize
Freeze
up.
up,
And,
huh?
yeah, freeze up. Yeah. That's a long way.
So that was kind of our trip to over to see
Monday.
them Monday.
Yep.
Which we did a whole lot of things. We had pizza, stuff like that. We just didn't take pictures of that for time's sake. We didn't want to bore you guys.
So thanks, Bob and Larry, for having us over.
And
again.
then on
Thank you.
Tuesday, we just hung out because Wednesday
Ooh,
we did an airboat ride. We did
An airboat?
We did a swamp buggy ride. And this is through the mangroves.
Mangroves.
No mangroves. The mangroves.
man,
The main groves.
The mangroves.
And that was with Captain
Todd,
Todd.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not you, Todd.
You're airboat,
not me.
Captain Todd.
Captain Todd was taking Todd and his. Is
Hold
that
on.
it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Who took that?
I did.
Okay, that's fine.
It was a very short airboat ride.
Well,
but
That was about
We're
it.
just giving a taste.
It was what 50 minutes
Yeah,
of
50
airboat
minutes.
ride. We did about a 30-minute
swamp buggy
swamp buggy
yeah.
ride, and then they had an animal sanctuary.
Yep.
Oh, the
I didn't-
highlight.
I didn't. Oh yes, I did. There's 2 pictures here, one of
pics.
Joe and one of Drew.
Yeah.
We've got
Let's get this one out of the way.
Drew here standing with the gator keeper.
I don't think
right
people
there.
understand though that what you had to do was you had to grapple the gator 1st, put that thing on it, and then you could hold it.
Yeah.
That's all. That's
I did.
That's false.
When I
he
grappled
he
mine,
just gave it to you. The gator guy
I
did.
put the thing on last after I was already holding it. And I just said, well, I better put it on there just so people
Yeah.
thought I was being
Careful.
cautious.
You mean the
Yeah.
little rubber band on its
on
mouth?
its mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to hold gators.
Yeah.
Little
It was a
gators.
very,
That
it was
fun.
very interesting feeling. It had a like a leathery body, but like it was kind of muscular inside. It was very interesting.
Yeah.
Would not want to mess with
Better than
anything
having the
bigger than
muscles
that.
outside of it.
Well, are we going to see that guy?
Yeah, we got any
No,
videos?
Well, the guy that was standing in that last picture just off to the right,
Yeah.
he was the guy that did
He was the
show
entertainer.
right there.
The
And
gator
the first thing he
wrangler.
did
Yeah.
was he walked into a cage with about an 8 or 9 foot,
14
gator.
foot. I think.
14 foot
I think
little
it's big.
alligator, male alligator.
Charlie.
And
yeah.
he did all sorts of stuff, like open its mouth and said he had a beard and put his beard, the guy's beard, right
Down
over
on his
Charlie's.
face. Yeah.
Touched
mouth,
its teeth,
touched
opened its mouth,
teeth.
Yeah.
Had
Yep.
had his hands in
pulled
its
it out
mouth.
of the water.
He said
by
it's
its
been.
tail.
He said he's been bitten 14 times, right?
I've been
11.
bitten 43
11 times.
Yeah.
7.
But that's
100
He
times.
was bitten,
What's
he was
the
bitten
difference?
7 times.
Yeah,
and
what's-
then 4 more
Yeah,
times.
exactly. That's a lot of times.
That's a lot of
to be
times.
bit.
It's more times than I want to be bit by one.
The gator, we came up on the gator cage because he wasn't out there right away, and we were just standing around it. And Charlie had a hat on
Yeah, he
backwards.
did. Like
one
and
of
he was
these.
sitting. He was sitting just above the water with his head, and he had a hat sitting on his head.
For a
He
very
went in
long
that cage
time.
and just stood there
Yeah.
in the water with Charlie with
kicked
his
it,
leg
kind of,
right
not
by
kicked
his
it.
mouth, basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then we have, that was Wednesday.
yeah, that was
Went
a fun day.
home and enjoyed, we were tired.
Probably do the sunset first. huh?
We've got the
I-
sunset
I
on the
look like
last day.
I don't know which pic. It looks like there was multiple
There's
people
multiple
taking
there was so
pictures.
many people
A
there,
lot
yeah.
of people there.
So Mom and I
Oh,
went.
wow.
Mom
I
and
haven't
I-
even seen that yet.
Yep. Mom and I went
somebody
to
stranded
the
out there.
beach. That's
Tiger Tail Beach.
buoy. Tiger Tail Beach together. Got dropped off, and we watched the sunset. Stood in the
That's
waves,
on.
and
That's the Gulf.
that's the Gulf.
That
And
is a
this
beautiful
is-
picture. That could be a not even
Yeah.
a painting. It could be a
Postcard.
portrait or a poster or something.
I took that.
You took that. You should sell that. Hey, listen, we don't have any original voiceover podcast swag or anything, but you
Merch.
could sign that.
Just say that I
And have it-
painted it.
I'd sign it right
That'd be
over
a
the
lie.
middle.
And then that night, there's a place that goes all out on Christmas.
yeah.
Yeah.
All out. And I took just a picture from the back. Just
The back of the
not,
house?
Not the back of the house. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
From the front.
From the front of the back, the back of the front.
The back of the front. Yes. So you can click on
From
that.
the back to the front.
And we'll have some videos that are kind of like our commercials. Kind of walking through it and talking about it.
Yeah.
But for time's sake, we wanted to keep it real short for you guys.
Yeah.
We wanted to
This
get you
picture
guys.
doesn't do it justice.
It
If
really
you're
doesn't.
there in person, you're like, this person.
There's music playing.
Plus, it's 75 degrees outside.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like Christmas.
So there'll be pictures,
Their electric
because
bill must be
videos.
high.
Can you imagine?
Mainly because it wasn't.
No.
That's true.
Little
Yeah.
violet.
Anyway, that was our trip. We came home then.
Friday.
December
2nd. We woke up in Marco Island and we had supper in Meso, which was
It's an
pretty
amazing
impressive.
world we
Yeah.
live in. Mm-hmm. But Jonathan and I were, Marco Island is an idyllic place. I mean, it's just beautiful. The weather is perfect, if you will. It was in the mid 80s almost every day. You can walk around with shorts and a t-shirt, and there isn't a lot of traffic in a lot of places. You can go on walks. We were right by a golf course. You could swim. But then we were taking a walk this morning, and it's cold. But we live in a beautiful place too, and you kind of take that for granted. I mean, we hardly saw any cars as we walked around Meso, and it's just, this is a great place to live too. I'm trying to do that because it's really
put a
cool.
nice
It is.
Christmas
It's true.
bow on
Yeah.
that.
Some people
Yeah.
might, if they're looking to live somewhere nice, they might pick us rather than Marco Island.
True.
That's what Dad's
Well,
saying.
there could be.
Yeah. People
That's
like
true.
seasons.
Hey, it wasn't the highlight though? On the way home, we're sitting there, got our boarding passes, we're sitting there waiting.
Oh, yeah.
And up comes a classmate of mine, Steve Michaelsberger, and his wife Patty.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen him for a while.
In
He
Fort
and I-
Myers.
he and I and Sean Bollig do our class reunion every 5 years. And we got one coming up next year. And so we were able to sit and talk about Steve and his life and what they were doing. They have a place at Fort Myers Beach.
Yep.
And
On the
he got
ocean.
hit by the hurricane. Anyway, it was great to see Steve there. I
good to see
think he's
Steve.
watched a few of our podcasts. So
Yeah. I
nice
saw
to see
him go
Steve.
by. I was on the phone to get my business done, and I saw Steve. I was like, "Oh, that looks like
Steve
somebody you
Michaelsberger.
know." He's just kind of
That looks
shocked.
like
you.
Mr. Michaelsberger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway,
Yeah.
are we going into Jamie's?
I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you. This week is going to be short. Just throw that out there right now. We're just going to do this part and then Jamie's interview. I think it ran about 45 minutes long. I think maybe I mentioned at the end of that we might have had a thing with Drew. Not going to have anything with Drew this week because does that make sense? No, this day in history or anything like that. Like I said, when
Or
we
state.
recorded,
Yep.
I may have said we're going to do something with Drew, but we're not going to. So
Okay.
disregard that.
Disregard
Sorry, Drew. Next week on the 36th episode, we'll have that. And everything else, we'll have plenty of time to do it. So thank you for watching the 35th episode. Please enjoy the interview with Jamie Lucey. Thank you, Jamie, for coming on. We really appreciate it. And this has been the 35th episode. So, Demond, roll the tape with Jamie, and we'll leave you guys with that.
Well, like it's just like a e-learning session. You just learn. Okay, well, how do you write a good?
Is this all working from
Email.
home then too?
Yeah, I have a studio downstairs. Hudson has what's called kind of a hobo fort. It's basically these moving blankets here and then PVC pipe.
Oh, really?
He's just kind of starting out, but with a little bit of processing and stuff, you can still sound just fine.
And he had a big week last week, was it? 2 weeks ago?
Ooh, Jamie's watching
Jamie's
this
got it.
stuff.
I do. Well, see, my problem is now with having 2 kids and it streams through like YouTube. And so I would love to watch them at work when I'm on break, when I just have the time. And by the time you get home, it's just like, I can never watch like the whole thing, but I usually get 10, 15, 20 minutes at a time. And so. But
That's probably all you can take of
Yeah.
us is 15, 20 minutes.
I enjoy listening to it. It's a lot of fun. And the fact that I know all of you is, makes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your brother, Aaron, we went into the shoebox and he said, the podcast guys.
Yeah, see, I told him all about that. Yeah.
You were the one that told him?
Okay.
Yeah, I told him about that. Yeah.
Oh,
He
I
said he
didn't know
watched.
that.
He said he watched Scott Moore's
Okay.
because they're neighbors. He said.
Yep.
Scott Moore at
That
the,
makes sense.
Okay.
at the school. So he said that was the first one that he had watched, and that was right around the time that we went in there, and it's just kind of funny because like we walk around and people will say that to us. Hey, it's the podcast guys, and it's kind of like, oh no, kind of like just kind of goofy. You get a little embarrassed because
Definitely growing.
Anyway,
Well, a lot of times we have like
what is going on?
like I have an outline of stuff I'm going to talk about, but I know you're such a freewheeler, Jamie,
Yeah.
that it's just going to go. We're just going to take this, and who knows where it'll go.
Yeah, that's usually how it starts.
But I do have a question for you. So, Lucey,
Yep.
your last name, your dad's name is Jim.
Correct.
So, are you related to all the other? There's lots of Lucys around.
There's
here.
a lot of Lucys. I get that a lot too, and I think a lot of our relatives are more like Cross Plains, Middleton area. I mean, not directly in Black
Yeah.
Earth, but
Yeah.
obviously in the surrounding area. But
But like
So, yeah.
Kevin Lucey.
Kevin Lucey's dad's cousin, I believe.
Okay.
So yeah, and does the fruit farm out there. And
Yeah.
vegetable farm.
Because there was Connie Lucey.
Connie, yep.
And there was George Lucey.
George is my grandpa. And
Oh,
then
okay. George
Connie
is-
and Dean are both his brothers. So,
Yes. Okay.
yep.
So that you guys are related.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
Yep.
Just you don't know if you're first cousins, second
I know,
cousins.
once it gets
second
past-
cousins once removed.
Once it
all
gets
that kind of
past
stuff.
second cousins, I am lost.
Yeah. Well, so am I.
Yeah.
And then something about like if you're a different generation, then you're once removed or
Yep,
something
yep.
like that. And I don't know. This is probably stereotypical, but it seems like women. Like my wife knows more about my relatives and keeping people straight than I do.
Yeah, no, that's exactly
Is it-
correct. I know. Yeah, my dad probably couldn't name half of his own first cousins, but mom would have to fill him in on
Yeah.
it. This is so and so and so and so. But yeah, so a lot of the stuff I catch up on is by her saying that and me just overhearing it.
Yeah.
So that's how I stay in the loop.
It's always kind of funny because almost everybody that we've had on here are local people. And so when we start talking about their relatives, there's even people that they're related to that I don't even know living here all these generations.
Oh yeah,
And of course, your mother was a Meyer.
correct. Yeah,
So Tyler
yep.
is your
First cousin. Yep.
And Jared Brunner is your first
yep,
cousin.
yep.
Dennis Meyer
Dennis
that
Meyer is
your
your-
Dennis's uncle. Yeah,
Uncle.
he's
Yeah,
heavily
yeah.
involved with the
Mazo
Mustangs.
Mustangs.
So.
Yeah.
How does that go with you guys? At
he's even
family
repping the
gathering? That's what I
bars.
said. He came in.
Yeah, well, hopefully he doesn't see this.
Enemy territory here.
No, we don't banter too much about it. I mean, we like to go and support. It was more of a thing, I think, back in the past. Now I go to Mustangs games probably as many as I go to Black Earth games, and you know all the guys on the teams anyway. So it's you cheer for each other.
I think there's more talk about there being rivalry than there really is a rivalry. Because a lot of us, like you said, Bryce and Curtis and Mitch and all those guys, the Watkins, we all
Yep.
played.
And some
with
of these
each other.
guys have played on both teams.
Yeah.
You've started on one and gone to another. So I
Yeah.
don't think there's much of a rivalry anymore. Like you say, it's
We still want to beat each other.
Yeah, exactly.
obviously, but
the rivalry that it was, I don't think it's.
no, I don't think. Yeah, and we talked about it even as well. That it'll probably be less because of the joining of the
Elementary schools.
elementary
True.
schools. They won't even know what that's like.
I also think in the past it was kind of a bit more competitive between the two because they were actually like everybody was there, was homegrown. A lot of the guys now, I guess I can't really speak for Mazo. A lot of Black Earth guys in recent years have been, Baraboo and other places. So, you kind of don't even know, the guys on the Mazo team or vice versa. So if you don't know them, it's just another game, really.
You did play for Black Earth, though, right?
I did. Yeah. I played, I think were we able to play out of high school? I might have played my junior year after school ball was over.
Yeah, maybe. I think you were at that time. I'm not 100%
maybe
sure
a
that
senior
sounds
year.
right.
I thought I played in high school, but you have to wait till the season's over, obviously, school
yeah.
ball.
Yep.
And then, they're just shorthanded, looking for anybody to plug in on a Thursday night. And then I think I played maybe 6-7 years, probably till I was about 25. And then just decided that I would rather enjoy it. It takes up so much time. Sundays is an all day thing. You're at the ballpark from on a home game, maybe 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and you're get out there until 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yep.
So
right.
And then you got Tuesdays practice and Thursdays games. So I mean, once you start working for a living too, and you graduate high school and stuff like that, it's just you don't have the time to do it.
You got to be serious about it. You do it. That's
if I was as good as Hudson is, I'd probably still be playing. But
thanks for that.
got to know when to hang them up.
Yeah, but so go ahead.
Well, we do have, I was thinking about when we first met, you and I, because we were in the same class.
Yep.
But all of elementary school, I mean, we were separated, Black Earth and Mazo, so I can't remember exactly when, but I think I found a picture. Do you have those pictures?
I do have pictures.
The one with us on the same team here. I can't remember what grade it is. I looked on the back of the picture as well and couldn't find that.
Hopefully it's not sideways.
It sure looks sideways.
Huh?
I would be curious for.
I think I can rotate it. Let's see here.
Oh.
Hey, technology.
So this
Little
is
glare
Jeff
there.
Yasik.
Yep.
He was on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this
also
is
works at
Ben,
BI.
Ben Swanson.
Ben Swanson, Steve Heckman.
Yep.
Jamie, you get the next one.
I was just focusing in on, am I right behind Steve?
Yeah.
Because I had to wear the Rec specs.
I know.
Yeah,
Rick
I had,
Smits. You were talking before we started about the eye surgery.
I guess I wonder what year this is. I want to say I went back and forth, the greenish yellow, and I had a red pair. So
You were styling.
I don't. They need to come
Who
back.
is this? Who's got
That's
the form?
Sutcliffe, right?
Derek Sutcliffe.
Derek Sutcliffe. And
Matt
look at
Gilbert.
Matt Gilbert is
God,
he's raging.
Yeah,
something. He's really going at it.
And then Danny Yasik.
And you're in the
My
best
cousin
left.
Caleb.
Here.
Yeah,
Cousin Caleb.
and
Myself.
Johnny.
a coach.
Me,
Coach.
my dad.
Yeah.
And then Ann Wick.
And then
Ann
Ann
Wick
Wick got
back
it.
there.
And
And that
photobombed
makes
us.
sense.
She photobombed us.
She photobombed us before.
Does
Cool.
Gampy's shirt say basketball is life?
Is like
Yeah.
basketball
Wow,
is
back
life.
then he was
Oh, yeah.
repping.
I want to say,
yeah.
so this is obviously pre-6th grade is when, the
Fifth grade, I think it was.
Is it? Okay.
Okay,
I guess
so,
it's
yeah.
not that apparent then, but it even looked younger than that. But I was guessing that, I don't know, like we probably didn't play baseball together until at least 6th
No.
grade, but I was thinking basketball probably would have been a little bit sooner than that.
Yeah, we had pretty involved, with Don and Teresa.
Yeah.
We've talked about that like I played so much basketball. What I don't remember when we
Tournaments
started,
every
5th, 6th,
weekend.
7th, and then the season would be the Tri-County season would be over with, and then it'd be like April. They say, "Hey, we got you in a tournament down here.
Yeah,
You wanna come?"
it
I
was. It was.
Wow,
And now
sure.
it's funny. You move ahead 25 plus years, and now I'm like thinking that as a parent, I'm like, oh my Lord, my weekends are going to be like it's going to be going from
Yep.
every location gone all day, Saturday and Sunday. So it's funny, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Our parents put up quite a bit for that. You're right.
Yeah.
What you were just saying, because they were traveling to Stoughton and all over the place, and we'd have like 3 or 4 games in a day, and
It's your typical. You lose, you play at 1 o'clock. You win, you play at 4,
Yep.
and
Back
Yeah.
then, because they did soccer, did they do Black Earth? Did they have soccer in Black Earth, or did you just not play soccer?
I never played soccer.
Okay.
I don't know, and I wonder.
Ben Swanson's dad started it for Mazo.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
And it was Black Earth and Mazo.
I'm sure they were combined. Black Earth doesn't have any soccer fields either. So,
Yeah, I just didn't know.
Yeah,
If,
but I
Yeah,
can't
that
remember. That
was-
started around this time too, because Ben liked playing soccer, and his dad was he was at the bank or something like that.
Yep.
Not president, but he was higher up in the bank.
Yeah,
And then
and his dad was the president for many years at Cross Plains Bank.
Yeah.
Lee-
So
I
anyway,
think
they
Lee
started it
Swanson
down
was
those
his name.
fields that are still there today down in Mazo, and And so it was Black Earth and Mazo. It just depended on if you wanted to play. It was pretty new around here, so
Yeah.
kind of makes sense why maybe you
And those
wanted to
fields have
play
only
it.
gotten nicer now too.
Yeah, they really have.
So now we'll say this was 5th grade because that's what I'm guessing because I think I coached you guys in 5th grade. But then I had the privilege of coaching you in 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah, I thought you did 6th, 7th, and 8th.
I might have.
all through
I
middle
might
school.
have. I mean, Don and Teresa did the Don
the
and Teresa
Tri-County,
Schultz
yep.
did the Tri-County, which was a whole nother
But school ball, yeah. Yep.
where we played 10 games and traveled to places like Columbus and Poinet and
Wow.
where else did we go? Did we play
Well,
Lodi
for
then?
Mount Horeb,
Yeah,
I'm
that was
sure.
when
Mount Horeb.
it was still pretty good. I mean, pretty good conference because Mount Horeb was in the conference. And
Yeah, we weren't-
McFarland, McFarland and Mount Horeb were always really tough.
You guys had the best. You guys had one of the best teams I coached. Coach Tyler Stotts was on that team.
Jordan Schultz was pretty
Jordan
good.
Schultz.
Travis
Travis
Herring
Herring
was
was
good.
on
Travis
that.
And Danny.
Danny Yasik.
Yep.
Yep.
Danny.
Caleb was on the team. Matt
Gilbert
Gilbert
was pretty
was
good
on the
shooter.
team.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was.
Did you,
it wasn't-
did you say the Stotts boys? Were any of them on there or no?
He said Tyler.
Tyler
Okay.
was, yeah.
And you had a lot of guys. So we had a full A team and B team, which they have trouble getting that now.
Yeah.
Because the school is smaller, and I don't know, they just don't seem to have enough guys out. But I'm not trying to embarrass you, but you were the man on those teams. You just were.
I
You
like
were
to
the
say
biggest.
that I was 4 inches taller than everybody
Well,
else.
you
Yeah,
were, but
you
you
can
but you
miss
were
4 shots in a row and just miss it to yourself.
You were a sly guy. We
Yeah.
always, Darwin and I, the other coach would always say, Jamie always lands on his feet. He'll do things wrong sometimes, but the ball will go in,
And Darwin, yeah, it's the pump fake master. Still got me on those when I was in
He
high
still,
school.
he
and
still
was in
plays
his
some and gets
50s.
people on it. So
Yeah, those were great. I had the privilege of coaching you for 2 years just because they let me go down to. I was hired as the 8th grade coach. Then I went down to 7th grade. I did Zach Stotts and Hans Herfel, and then I went down to your class and went up, and then went back down for J.J. Wilkinson. And some of those guys, and I got to do that for every child. So that was kind of nice. Every son that I had, but that was fun to coach you guys. But then, did you want to move to the other ones, John?
sure.
Or
I mean,
do you
they're
want
not
to talk more about
necessarily
that?
in the. They're both from the senior year. This was
There we go.
us.
It's a little blurry.
Yep.
Not perfect.
So this is
This was the seniors of this year, and this was
Looks
what was
like
left
Tyler.
of
Tyler.
the group
Tyler
of
Stotts.
people. Yep.
And
and
Caleb.
and there's the big man.
Yep. Jamie.
Yeah.
Danny.
And Danny repping the hair
Yep.
back then.
Yep.
And
Yep.
there's
Was
Travis.
his name? Was his nickname T Train? Did you guys call him that?
Yeah, I think
was that? Was that who was
Yeah.
the guy that did the?
It was
Rhodes?
Oh yeah,
Steve-
not
Steve Rhodes?
Steve Rhodes. Yeah, he had
He was.
Action Jackson.
Yeah, Travis could be a little goofy from time to time. We never knew if he made that nickname for himself or not, but it definitely stuck.
Yeah.
is Travis around the area or is he?
I
moved
should know
away?
exactly where he lives up in like the Fox River or the up by Green Bay.
Fox Valley area.
Yeah, Fox
Okay.
Valley up by Green Bay,
Okay.
little shoot up in that area, I believe.
And what does do you know what he does? I'm asking you all
he
these
wa-
questions that you might not know.
he was doing he was like a trainer, physical fitness. I think he was athletic trainer at a high school in the
Really?
area. Yep.
Hey, Dad, this is an
been a
interview
couple
about
years.
Jamie, not about.
Yeah. Jamie
okay.
says, "Hey, let's get it back
No,
on."
he
me."
tells me I should probably catch up and find out what's in these.
Yeah.
My good
And this
friends
is-
with you.
Benny Bonds.
One of the
Benny
coaches of
Bonds.
the
Yeah.
Bombers.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's Big John.
Yep.
Yep. That was 8th grade, right? Or is that?
No, this was
No,
senior
that's
year.
your senior
Oh,
year.
really? So,
Yep.
I see. I don't remember. I guess Ben Boss did.
Are
come
you
back to play.
36 now?
Remember?
36.
So,
yep.
so when you look back and you were 18, it just seems you were even younger.
Yeah.
Exactly half. Yeah. Half of our.
No, go
Remember
to
what
the.
This
You'll-
is the last
you'll
one.
see some
And this was the
faces
same
here.
thing too. This was just from. So I think Kathy Yasik took these pictures at the time, and this was just so Jamie's right behind my left shoulder there.
There's Jamie
Yep.
here.
There.
Coach Austin, and then Coach
Marv
Leistico's
Hupp.
to my left, my head,
He's right here.
Lysico.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and there's Hupp.
Hupp, and then so
There's Coach I's bald
yep,
spot
bald
there, just
spot.
peeking out.
Yep. Anyway, so this was just another one that
Must
Jamie and
have.
I were in.
Must have also been a senior year.
Yes, correct. Yep.
And
I just see
Earl,
Sam Wilkinson.
And
it looks
then
like.
Earl
the-
Thompson,
Earl the Duke.
Earl Thompson,
JJ.
JJ,
Brad Brunner, it looks
Brad
like.
Brunner.
yeah, yep, and Sammy.
Sammy,
And
Lincoln
Danny,
Sammy, and
yep.
Danny,
Mhm.
and then Caleb, and
Yeah, I think that
don't
might
know
be
who
Pat Sagami.
Okay, Pat Sagami,
Yep.
Is
And then
that,
Clint Drager.
Clint Drager.
Clint Drager, and Tyler is next to him.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And then Travis Herring's next to
Oh,
Journey
yeah,
on the left.
32. Yep.
So anyway, those were
Wow.
just a couple
Yeah.
things to get the
Flashback.
to how we kind of met and how we played for a long time. I remember playing, and we played so much together. You'd kind of know where
Where
I was
everybody
going
was,
to be,
yeah,
and I was,
where everybody was going to
what
be.
we were going to do, and it was
every
kind
day
of fun to get that. You kind of knew each other on the court too. It was
every day
kinda
in
fun.
practice. Yeah,
Yep.
it's just you run the same play.
Yep.
50 times in practice, and then you go, put it together in a game, and you come back and do it again the next day in practice. And but he's right. You pick up on spaces that, that the other one's going to occupy. Yeah.
Yep. And then we played baseball together, and I was thinking back, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think our senior year, we carried the load big time pitching wise.
Yeah.
And I don't think I pitched. I think it worked out this way. I don't think I pitched any home games.
Really?
I think I pitched basically every away game. And
Yeah.
it wasn't because
Just
I was really good
ironic.
at pitching away and you were good at it was just every other because we just didn't have much of a bullpen.
I don't even remember who a third pitcher was. I mean, maybe one of the underclassmen.
Steve Clayback.
Okay. Yeah, I remember.
and Levi Childs threw a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, I guess. Jogging my memory now. Yeah, it was just basically one or either you or I every game.
Yeah.
I tell the story now. I'm surprised I don't have more arm trouble. Like, I mean, most of those games I was putting like icy hot on my elbow before I even started the game. I'm like, am I going to get 2 innings in? And so, I probably didn't treat my arm the best.
You guys are more like the old time pitchers like Nolan Ryan and stuff like that pitched 165 pitches a game. Seriously.
No,
and
it
then
was.
in 2 days rest, and then you're back on the mound again. I mean, you guys were the horses that year, both you guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
2005.
And when you get into home talent and other, the higher you play, they actually have pitch counters, and you're keeping track. I don't think anybody had a pitch counter on you. So, I mean,
No.
you're keeping score. Oh, he walks 6 guys. He probably has thrown 95 pitches.
Some of it was, like you said it, though, for you guys, there was nobody else. In one sense,
not to brag, but we were a little bit the best option. And so I don't remember people really coming out. I don't remember Coach. Well, Jared never came out.
Yeah.
But Coach Klubertons, I don't remember ever saying like, "Hey, can you go any longer?" It was just kind of like, "Hey, we got to get going." you know?
Yeah, so we don't have anybody else. So
Yeah.
you're just
So there's nothing against those other people. It's just that we were pretty good and we were the best. It was nice to have that, to not be the only one, to have a righty and a lefty like we did. So
and some people like to pitch, and other people are scared of, like, I would never want to even try to catch a game. I've never played catcher in my life. That's one position I wouldn't want to play. And I know there's a lot of people that probably look at pitching and like that's not the easiest thing. And you're center stage, and hopefully if you can't find the strike zone and you're struggling, you're
the lonely place out there.
So it's not something other people like to do, but.
you always appeared to be quite easygoing. Was there a fire burning inside of you? Or did you not really, did you like say, well, I want to win, but I don't obsess over it? Is that what kind of guy you are?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ask the people closest to me, they'd probably, say, other than that, they'd say, no, he was always really competitive. And I was really competitive, but I guess maybe it didn't show. The fire that wasn't lit into me to the point where I had to, like, where somebody could tell I was upset. But I mean, when things weren't going well, I definitely, and still like that today with anything, things aren't going well. Yeah. So probably, I probably hit it better than I do.
Do you miss, like, do you play basketball anymore?
I haven't played for a while. I played in arena every Tuesday night. I worked nights for the first 5 years. So it worked out that they played from 6 to 8. So I was able to do that, go home and shower and then get ready and be to work by 10. So I was able to do that, and I did that for like 3 years, but it's probably been another 3 or 4 years since I've played, competitively. So I do miss it, but I just don't have the time for it now. I mean, hopefully when the kids get older, it's easier to get to a gym and shoot around and find some pickup leagues. But I don't know if the cardio's there right now.
That would be trouble.
Well, the Barca says we'll always need a big man.
Yeah.
Because we're all short.
Yeah.
See if I can, recreate that from 5th grade.
So you have 2 children.
2 children, yeah.
I thought you only had one. I'm not keeping up very well. So tell us a little bit about your little family. Your wife is?
Yep, Maureen.
Maureen.
Yep, she's originally from Illinois.
Okay.
She moved up here, I want to say like 2014, 2015, because that's about the time we met. And we've been married now 4 years. It'll be 5 years in August. And so we have our daughter Quinn is 3, and Emmett's going to be 2 in March. So our son Emmett. So yeah, it's a handful now. It's that fun age, but keep us on our toes. So it's.
Halloween was it's probably getting fun, and Christmas will be a little
Christmas
bit,
will
not
be
just
special.
them grabbing things. It'll be a little bit.
It'll probably still be the grabbing things, but no, but yeah, they're both getting to those ages where it's, they kind of understand a little bit more what's going on. And they have the gleam in the eye when they do know what's going on. So that'll be fun this year, but they're growing old. So
I was going to move to like his work, but maybe you had some other questions you wanted to talk.
So you live in Black Earth, right? And you don't live on Blue Mountain Street anymore.
we're
right?
over on Webb Street now. So just across the railroad tracks, a couple blocks. So didn't move far. It was easy when we, had to move everything. It wasn't a huge U-Haul truck. It just took, 6, 7, 8 little truckloads over there. And so we're right on a dead end road, right butting up to a farm field. So it's kind of nice, overlooking to the west. So you get the beautiful sunsets and the nice, scenery and whatnot. So we do love it there. And then the kids, obviously, when they want to play on their bikes and whatnot, you got a dead end road. So
that is nice. Yeah.
so you don't notice the traffic. You don't worry about it as much, at least. So, but
And then you've got a sister, and then we've talked about Aaron, but Aaron's at the shoebox.
he's at the
correct?
shoebox.
Okay.
Yep. And he's been there almost 10 years, probably going on 10 years as well. So
And he's married to
Jordan,
and they have how many kids?
they have 2 as well.
2 as well. Okay.
Yep. So
And then CG, who's older than you, she was a couple grades older than us.
she
right?
was 2 years older. Yep. And
Okay.
so she married Steve is his name, and up in Richland Center
Okay.
they live. And so they have a place just outside of Richland Center on County Highway A. And they have 4 kids now. So anytime I complain about any little thing about kids, and like that,
She puts it in perspective
she's
for
like,
you,
well,
right?
take your complaint and double that, right?
Yeah.
So
And so that's kind of nice that everybody's fairly
close.
close.
Yep, exactly. It's only an hour drive, so she comes down quite a bit to see us, and vice versa. So it's good, and the kids are like all getting older to playing with each other. So it's it's fun. It's a fun time.
And then how's Jim and Deb doing?
They're doing well too. Mom's actually retiring at the end of this school year. Wow.
Okay.
So she'll and Dad's been retired for a few years now. So
He did plumbing?
he was a plumber, for quite a few years, 35 plus, I'm guessing. Okay. And so they'll both be retired. So backup babysitters.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
So
Well, I just wanted to cover
Yeah, I didn't know. I'm glad you
family
did.
because I was curious because I went over
Where
there
everybody's
a few
at,
times.
yeah.
I'm glad you said that because I didn't know he had an older sister.
yeah.
So sorry about that.
Yeah, and you're quite a few younger
Years younger.
years
I'd
younger
be-
than us.
I'm
so.
9 years younger than you guys, so that'd be 11.
11, yeah.
So I
Yep.
would-
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, Deb.
No, I'm glad you did that. I don't know if you had any other, but I was
Not yet.
I was going to ask you. No, you
I
didn't
have
go
more.
to college, but where did you start working right out of? Were you at the news?
I was at News Publishing in Black Earth for probably 2-3 years. And then I started at PI thinking, it would have been a little longer than that then because I started in PI in 2012. So it'll be my 10th year this February. So
wow.
I didn't know you worked there that long.
Yeah.
Have you always? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about PI, Plastic Ingenuity.
correct. Yeah.
Did they start in Cross Plains?
The headquarters is in Cross Plains, and we kind of joke about. I think a lot of the local people here. I don't even know if they know that there is a factory in Mazomanie, but they just celebrated their 50 years in business just this last year. So it's been quite a while, and so the headquarters in Cross Plains. I work here in Mazo, and then we actually have a plant out in Maumelle, Arkansas.
Really? Okay. I didn't know
Oxford,
that.
North Carolina.
Oh.
Tooele, Utah, and then there's 2 small ones in Mexico, which, we don't ever hear a lot about what kind of product they run down there, but I know they have 2 smaller factories in Mexico too.
So they started in Cross Plains. Was Mazo their second?
I'm not sure. I don't know about Arkansas and North Carolina, and
Okay.
I think that might be older than Mazo was. And Mazo, I think, was built in 2010. 2000. So it's been a little over 20 years.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it just keeps getting bigger. Since I've been there, they've had 2 additions to the west for more warehouse. And then now we're doing one to the north for office space, break room, locker room. All it's kind of blowing up where we don't have the capacity for office space or anything like that. So so the warehouse moved twice, and now we're to the point where the warehouse is actually, kind of getting smaller, and we're putting more machines in where the warehouse was. So it's it's getting larger and larger. So
For those of us that should know but don't know, what does plastic Ingenuities do generally, and then does Mazo do something, more of a specialty thing, line of stuff? What do they do?
In Mazo, we do all food grade material, with the exception of maybe 2 jobs. So we run a lot of like high volume coffee lids. We do like snack trays, a lot of like high volume snack trays, and just a lot of lids for different things, whether it be like, big chain restaurants, whether they put mashed potatoes or soups.
So they make
like
plastics.
Yes. So
all sorts of different types of plastics.
We actually form our own parts there. So we send out the coffee lids, and they, and go all around the United States. And it's funny, you get to be a critic of them every time you pick one. I don't even drink coffee, and I see my wife's, and I'm like, oh yeah, we made that. So, and Mazo, Cross Plains does, they do like medical, parts, and they do a lot of knick-knack stuff, whereas we kind of do a lot of the high volume. Our jobs run like 80 hours at a time, 80-hour runs, so they span quite a few days, but you're running the same part over and over every single. So and they're three shifts, so it's open 24 hours a day.
Wow.
5 days a week, so it's gotten quite a bit busy over there. So yeah.
Is the Mazo plant not only bigger physically now than the Cross Plains, or about the same?
I would say Cross Plains is probably still a little bit bigger. I don't know if I'm accurate when I say that, but I would say Cross Plains is probably still a little bit bigger.
What about employees? Like how many employees would be at Cross Plains and Mazo? Any idea?
I want to say we're probably in the 250 range.
250 employees?
Just in Mazo. I think they're over close to 800 in all the plants combined. Wow. And I think Cross Plains is probably closer to 300, maybe even more than that range.
I would never have guessed. I mean, it's a big building.
Yeah.
So I assumed that there were a fair amount of people, but I didn't know. Here I live in Mazo and
I know.
Drive by there all the time. And it's like, I would never guess. That's quite a wonderful thing when you think about them, bringing industry into Mazo, Black Earth area. You get to work there and stuff.
A lot of people. And it's just grown so much now that I was on third shift. I worked third shift for about 5 years, and that's about what the turnover was to even get to first shift, because it wasn't, the turnover wasn't so rapid. So you just had to put your time in, you're on a waiting list. And now there's people who start, 6 months ago, and they're already making it to first shift. It's just getting so much bigger and bigger, and more positions open up. So keeps us busy.
We got a couple more minutes before we need to take a little bit of a break, but what do you do? Tell us in a couple of minutes what you do personally.
I work in quality assurance. So our job is to just check, measure all the parts that are coming in off the line. So we check things as, we check part weight, thicknesses. Each customer has specifications of how thick, how much color they want on the sheet, how much silicone they want on the sheet. So we do all the measuring of, each specific job has different requirements. So just all the functionality testing and, so just making sure everything's running up to code.
So that's why you inspect things all the time.
I don't know.
That's what you do for a living. It's not just
full circle.
It's not just that you're making plastic things. You're actually inspecting the plastic things to make sure.
I see what you're saying. We're going back to the coffee thing. And there's a couple different suppliers of the coffee lids that we make, and so I can tell just by looking at the writing on it whether we made it or not, depending on each company's molds are a little bit different. So every time it's getting molded, I can tell the writing on it, whether or not it's something we made or not. Cause the parts we make a lot of them go, out west, out east, and, we could be in Verona and get a coffee and it's not even the one we produce, 30 minutes away. So, but yeah.
So do you do it for big?
No, go ahead. Finish it off and then we'll take a break.
For bigger like Starbucks? Or is it just kind of like Quick Trip? Or
Starbucks is one of our biggest customers,
cool. Okay.
and like we do a lot of food trays. So a lot of the snack trays you see out at the the Quick Trips and the gas stations and whatnot that have your little meat and cheese and berries and all that kind of stuff. So we do all those too. So those have really kind of blown up over the last few years and it's kind of gotten.
Well, it seemed like then it would be around. It'll be around if you have medical and you've got restaurant and all that kind of stuff. You're probably gonna be in business for a while.
Yeah, if your quality inspectors keep on their job, they'll make sure they.
There you go.
That we'll be staying busy for a while. But
well, maybe what we could do is just take a short break and maybe come back if you can stay just a few more minutes.
Yeah,
and we'll play that game.
You try and say it since you have trouble.
What would you do?
Nope. Would you rather?
Would you rather? I
rather?
got it wrong
Never
every
do
time.
it.
Would you rather?
So we'll come back here shortly.
And maybe there'll be a couple of other questions, or
maybe if it's long enough, we'll have a two-parter. We
Oh,
don't know
wow.
yet. We'll,
Jamie's
maybe
gonna
Jamie
have
will
to-
be on 2 episodes. He'll
Yeah.
have to wait to watch his second part.
no
Stay
pressure.
tuned.
No pressure.
All right, we're starting on the left side of this house, and we're gonna go all the way through for you.
This is in Marco Island, Florida. It's about 75 degrees
Palm
right
tree.
now. 75 degrees right now, and it's December 1st, our last night here. And this is quite the place. We see it every year.
We noticed it, the first year when we came down, and it's just their whole yard is filled, as you can see, with Christmas decorations, and it's about 75 degrees out with a breeze.
Yep, beautiful.
So there it is. So we will get you back to more of the original father-son voiceover podcast with this guy. See you then.
So I have psoriasis, and then it's become an autoimmune disease that kind of got into the joints and things like that. So it's just like sore arms or whatever. I'm better in the summertime, just because it's warmer.
Yeah, right.
But-
And stretch out a little bit, and
Yeah, but
so you're there if they
need it more so than anything else. And
It's
then
just fun to still be involved. I do miss it, but like I was saying, it's a big time commitment for sure. But
yeah, and I'm kind of able to stay out of the 100% commitment of everything else.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
If
Like,
I was
you
feeling
don't
good, I wouldn't mind it, but it's nice, like you said, to be a part of it.
so you don't go to practice every Tuesday. Or
I
you try
do,
to?
yeah. I mean, I try to as long as I feel good. I might just not do as much that day if I'm not feeling as great. But yeah, I mean, I've played first base a couple times throughout the past couple of years when people are on vacation
Yeah.
or somebody's not feeling good or whatever. So I do more of that, just kind of fill in more than anything. So
And Drew made the All-Star game. I saw.
Yeah.
Did you guys all go to that?
Not all of
Dad
us.
and I and Mom went. I like to go and
Yeah,
watch
no, it's fun.
some of
I've
the guys
gone.
play.
I didn't go this last year, but I've gone to like the previous 4 or 5 of them. It is a lot of fun, and I forget what I had going on this last year, but I wasn't able to make this one. But so he must have had a good season.
Drew did have a good season. Yeah, he pitched well. He and Tim.
Yeah, he was kind of like the second pitcher, wasn't he? Or kind of.
They both. Yeah, Tim hurt his arm kind of last year, and so this year it was a little bit. We tried to kind of take it off of his load, even though he still pitched quite a bit. He and Drew do a majority of it. And then Jeff Schaefer, who played for Middleton for years, he pitches, which
Still
is
got a rubber
amazing.
arm.
He's unbelievable. But yeah, Drew pitched pretty well against some of the better teams. So did Tim, and they didn't give up a lot of earned runs. A couple of the games that Drew pitched, like against Sauk, I think we lost 3-4 at their place, and they scored 2 runs on an error. So that's what
indicative.
that's what you want from your pitcher, is to keep some of the best teams at bay. Yeah. So we just let them down.
Did you like baseball better than basketball, or did it?
I think it was probably 50-50 until I got into high school. I think I took basketball just a little bit more serious, probably. But
You didn't play football?
never played football. No.
Everybody begged though, didn't they?
I
mean, you had a big body. You were always
Good
broad
hands.
and had good hands. Yeah. You just never was interested
I
at
just
all.
never got into it when I was younger, and I guess just thinking to myself, but each year that went by, I thought, why am I joining now? I'm so far behind. It's just hard to want to pick it up when you're a freshman or sophomore or something, and you're ready. All the basic skills you were never learned. So,
Did you guys feel like your junior year in high school, when you combined with the class above you, was that more successful? I know the football team was, with Ben and Ben Voss and
Anthony
Stotts and
Man.
Matt Wick and Kyle. And you guys had such a good blend. Same with baseball, same with basketball. You went one game away from state.
Yeah.
And that not to get off.
Nice.
There
It's
you go.
a regional
He's
shirt.
repping it.
oh, there it is.
So this isn't the original one, Jamie. So when you
John-
saw me, I said,
yeah.
"Oh, that looks really nice."
Yeah.
We can take a picture of that later.
yeah, no, it looks very clean.
But so Mr. Purdy
Yeah.
was moving, and he just drove by my parents' place and said, "Hey,
Asked
I
if you
think
wanted
that
it.
So he just said, I think
he
John would
dropped off
want
a couple
this.
of hats, a
And
shirt,
I think
a nice
he probably,
sweatshirt.
I remember him wearing it a couple of times when we were on that basketball run, but I bet you he just mothballed it then. So
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's in mint condition basically. So then I had to wear it when I knew.
I bet if I asked my mom, she probably kept one somewhere, and it's in the Lucey archives.
Did you think that like after you graduated or like your senior year? Because my junior year was actually more successful in sports than my senior year. Yeah. And the guys that were there blended. We just blended really well, and they brought something to the table, and we brought something to the table. And the class below us didn't blend quite as well. It seemed like your two classes did well.
I would agree with that statement. I mean, I think I guess the records show those years, our junior year playing with the upperclassmen, the seniors that year. Yeah, especially with the run that we had our junior year was, I mean, I think we were 11 and 12 in the regular season. Yeah. Maybe I don't. It was right at
like
500,
near 500 by the end of the year once all was said and done. So it was like.
And then the irony of losing to Auburndale in the sectional finals game. Their best player, Jordan Zimmerman. He ended up playing in the major leagues as a pitcher. So you're playing against somebody who was really, really good at basketball, and you realize that he could also throw 96 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Kind of one of those freak guys that probably, who knows, he probably played football for them too or something. Was probably the quarterback
three-sport
or
athlete,
something.
just excelled at every one of them. But that was a fun run. The community was, just remember the excitement that was kind of.
See if you can remember who was on that team. It was you. You started on that team as a junior, which was amazing because they had a good senior class that year.
It would have been Andy Caminetti, Anthony Stotts, Ben Vondra, and Kurt Hahn, Matt Wick, Kyle Olson, and then I guess me, you,
Caleb, Danny. Did you say Danny?
Yep, Caleb, Danny.
Nick
gotta be 9 of us. Nick Hack,
Dylan Handel.
Yep,
and I think they're. Oh, Tim. Did we say? No, Ben Vondra.
Ben Vondra.
Did you say him?
I did. What's his name? The guy T-Trained. Was he on the team too?
No,
he didn't. I think
he came out his senior year.
I think he did.
Tyler did.
He bookended his.
I think Tyler Schatz did.
And Travis bookended his high school career there with freshman, senior, and didn't play sophomore, junior. But that was a lot of fun, and everybody was buzzing for a few weeks while it lasted. But
we lost 80. The new Cicalero said that the year that we came, so in 04-05 when we came back for our senior year, it made mention that we lost, I think it was 80 to 85% of our scoring after that year.
Rough.
So definitely it was, it was nice to have that.
Like you said, the upperclassmen.
The upperclassmen. It's, for me specifically, I wasn't, for basketball, I wasn't really a number one guy. It was nice to have people that I could be more of a complimentary part. And so when I kind of had to be more of the scorer all the time, it wasn't.
It's
I
harder
didn't do
to,
as well.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Than
to
having
ask
that
for.
group above us, and so that was nice for me specifically.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
that was fun.
If Andy Caminetti maybe wasn't hurt that game,
yes, exactly.
I don't remember what the score was.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was even close when we lost. I don't recall, but
13 or 14. But they started to just kind of stall. They did that kind of weave.
Yeah,
they'd pass it up top, and they were just make us.
I don't know how we would have handled ourselves at the Kohl Center.
I don't.
The nerves would have been a little too high.
Yeah,
Anthony would have just picked you guys up.
Yeah,
took you
we would
back.
have definitely needed that.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, I think there's been 4 basketball teams. Heights has never been to the state tournament in basketball.
I have heard that.
In 1975 with Steve Kind and Bill Bryant and Wilkinson, Kendall Wilkinson. That team, the Schultz brothers, Ronnie and Donnie, Jeff Redmond, those guys. I was a freshman. They went 1 game away from state, got beat by Prairie du Chien.
Oh, wow.
Then I think
it would be Mike.
I think maybe Darwin Parman's team was 1 game away from state. Mike Wilkinson's team was 2 games away or 1 game away from state.
Maybe the one team that, not that the other team shouldn't have, but had higher
big
expectations
time.
and ended up.
I want to say we were in 8th grade or maybe a freshman. I think 8th grade,
something
I
like
think.
that.
And I remember going to all those big games. And
because didn't they beat Marshall twice in the regular season and then lost to them in the?
I believe that was in
third
Baraboo.
game.
I think I was
always
that
third game.
Yeah.
So Sammy Wilkinson went too.
But after their team,
yeah, after
their
us,
team.
yep.
So
Then
maybe
that's
there was
five,
five. Maybe
four
there
or
was
five,
five
yep.
teams, but never. You guys were one of those teams that just about got there.
Never.
The rest of us
never
were.
cleared the
we
hurdle.
didn't do anything in
The rest of us
basketball.
were at home after like the first or second game. So
Yeah,
you guys
We
at
didn't
least
do much in basketball.
Yeah, that
did
was
something.
That wasn't to be expected, but
Yeah.
it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
Yep. It's true.
So if you guys don't have any other questions, we could do this. Maybe you had something you just
No,
just
I'm
felt like you.
playing
I
along.
have to say
Playing
this.
along.
I have
Playing
to say-
along.
Okay, so would you rather?
There we go.
There we go. Would you rather? It's the holidays.
Okay.
I don't know if do you cook at all?
Usually on the grill and the pizza oven. Those are my
Okay.
two.
Okay. Yeah.
Go
So
to.
this
Fortes.
we might have to do another one, but
Stick
but
with
we
what
could
you're
all
good at.
we could all. What's that?
No, he just sticks at what he's good at.
Yeah,
That's
right.
good. I like that.
Gotta know
Would
what
you
you're good at.
rather have to cook the big holiday meal every year or clean up and do the dishes afterward? We're in the holidays. What would you rather do?
I guess I would. Yeah, I'm not a great cook, and I don't mind to clean. So I
don't?
guess I would do the cleaning. Need to know how many we're cooking for, and so I know how much of a mess I got to clean up first, probably. But I'd go with the cleaning.
Do you just before you go on there? Do you like already have plans when you get married? Then there's the wife's family that you need to spend time with usually, or do you trade off one go? Do you do a different day? How do you do the
we've kinda
holidays?
Actually, it's funny you asked. We've kind of just established, kind of as of last year, at least for like Christmas wise, we'll get. My wife's got a big family. She's one of five. And they're
Is she a
all
twin?
She's a twin. Yep. So
Oh,
she's
okay.
a twin, and ironically enough, her name is Jamie, her sister's name.
Ah, okay.
So very ironic there. But she's got a brother out in Colorado, another one in Wyoming, and then another one in Illinois. So so their family's kind of all over. It's not as easy to get together. So we're actually going to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day weekend because my wife and her sister are both nurses, and so they have off that day.
Oh, I see.
So it's kind of they get a 3-4 day weekend. So
Where
it makes
in
it easier for
Illinois
us.
are they?
They were they've since moved away. Her parents now live up in Saint Germain, which is right near Minocqua, and they have a cottage right on the lake there.
nice.
So we get to visit that quite often. So that's
That's
a lot
nice.
of fun. And but they were in Deerfield, Illinois, which is just a suburb of Chicago, northern Chicago. So yeah,
So Jamie votes
Yeah.
cleanup because he's a pizza guy and a grill guy.
Well, I don't mind cooking, but I think that the pressure, if there's a lot of people, I mean, I can make things taste pretty decent, but the pressure would probably get to me. There's no pressure if you're cleaning. I mean, you just have to get it done.
Very true.
So to me, I would probably buckle under the pressure or would want some help. So I probably would just pick the dishes instead of that because I don't mind cleaning either.
It doesn't seem like the traditional foods are that easy to cook. Like it's not like putting a burger on the grill or even a steak. Like a turkey or ham or all these other things. It's like there's quite the spread that you'd have to make sure you did. So I agree. I'd have to go with cleaning as well.
Are you guys traditional?
we had been when we used to go out to my grandparents' house, and now it's kind of we've kind of laxed a little bit. Now we're just going to go to my parents' house for Thanksgiving at least. So it's kind of just low key, only like 8-10 of us. So it's not. But so no turkey this year. I guess our first year we're not going to do the turkey. So it's.
Does that bother you or no?
Yeah, a little bit.
It does?
Okay.
If you're listening.
He's taking a stand. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like, for instance, I did cooking in restaurants and bringing things up so that everything comes up at the same time. That's the trick, and that's what you're talking about. That's a little bit the pressure. Is not only you have to make it taste good, but it's really has to be hot. You can't have the gravy sitting there for a half an hour before you put everything on. So everything has to come together. And in a restaurant, they have what's called an expediter, and that's the person that calls out different things. Like if you're going to have steak and eggs, the steak and eggs don't go on the grill at the same time. The steak goes on, 5 minutes before the eggs do. So everything comes up at the same time. So you are saying that. And I like, because I did that, I like that pressure. It just kind of comes naturally. I like to cook.
Us and we'd be cleaning.
I like to cook. I would,
Dad's like
the
a
four of
diamond.
us.
He's formed under pressure.
I would like to cook. I do not like cleaning up. I've said that before. It's
Really?
Yeah, I'd rather not clean up. I'd like to be like those TV chefs that just do everything and then everybody just cleans up. Yeah, walk away.
That's
Eat it and
interesting. You
walk
go to
away.
a restaurant, you don't think about those kind of things, but obviously that's logical. You know. And
Yeah. Okay, one more. So here it is. I don't know, maybe you've done this before. Would you rather skydive or bungee jump? Skydive. Have you ever bungee jumped?
I haven't done either.
Okay.
They both both are, I have a fear of heights. And so both of them are kind of not great options. So I guess.
Pick your poison.
Yeah, I guess I'll just rely on the parachute and say that I'd skydive.
Yeah.
How
Like the cord thing, just I don't know.
What degree is your fear of heights? Because like mine's the second or third rung.
Oh,
Jonathan's afraid of heights too.
Yeah.
He'll get up on the roof. You're not too bad.
No,
It's-
I went to Zion.
Yeah, I guess I
wasn't
don't
bad.
mind that. It's funny you ask. Like I can like go swinging at the park with my kids and get like, somewhat high and
Yeah.
get that little queasy feeling in
Yeah.
your stomach. But I guess I don't mind getting on the roof and doing that. So I don't know.
Oh.
It kind of contradicts itself.
Yeah.
I don't want to go from, 25,000 feet, but
Yeah.
I can handle, 15 feet.
Yeah.
So you don't mind the window seat
Skydive
on the
from
plane?
15
No,
feet.
I love the window seat on the plane. My
Okay.
only problem with that is I'm too tall, so you can't
Oh,
you can't
yeah.
even
Yeah.
see out the window.
Yeah.
Those pictures of those, sometimes they're Russian people or like they're on these skyscrapers or out there, they're just standing, or you see those like
Oh, yeah.
1920s New York. I don't know if you've seen those black and white things where those New York iron workers are out there. They're sitting eating their lunch and they're like 14 or 15 stories high. I don't even want to look at that picture, let alone think about me being there.
Yeah.
But
That
You
would
wouldn't wanna be-
terrify me as well.
Yeah.
I mean, just like you think, just a subtle bit of the wind
Yeah.
gust up there. I think if I just were to take my eye off what I was doing, that's enough to kind of
Yeah.
counteract going the other way. And again, so yeah, I would take neither if I had the opportunity, and I do, luckily. So
Yeah.
how about you, Johnny?
Yeah, I think I would do the skydiving just because it's such a high that it's not real to you at that point. So I think when you can see, then people like jump off bridges for the bungee jumping, like you can see those trees and you can see that little creek underneath there and the rocks. And I just think, but for some reason you can't quantify the height.
Is it the chance
that
of
point.
death? Like if you jump out of a plane, you're probably gonna.
I think I'm just
Die?
like a worrywart in general. So if you just like stuck me up there and didn't say what was going on, and then all of a sudden the tandem jumper grabbed me, I'd probably like really enjoy it. It'd be awesome. But
So
like
we're up here to play.
to have to think about what could all happen
yeah.
is just like
I agree. Bungee jumping, I don't know if they have a parachute on. So if that thing breaks, plus you jump down and it's
you don't have any
attached to your
time.
leg, so you're.
I
guess
can
if
you
it breaks-
can you tandem bungee jump? Is that a thing?
Maybe.
I mean, maybe that would.
But if you both don't have a parachute,
Yes,
then
that's-
that's a little trouble.
yeah.
So yeah, I would take probably going with a. Oh, that's scary. I don't mind heights, but that would be a rush. That would be an absolute rush, jumping out of a plane.
Yeah, I'm more like Jonathan probably is. It's not real when you're like in a plane. I'm not nervous. We're going to be flying on Thursday to Marco Island, Florida. And I don't get nervous about that because I don't know, it's just not real, the distance, but 5 steps down, that's real, you know, or on the rooftop, that's real. I can just kind of imagine things. So,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
thank you so much for
thanks for having me. I
coming
appreciate
on.
it.
Thanks
We're
for
glad.
contacting us too.
Yeah.
Seriously, we appreciate that because we, like I said to you, sometimes we feel like we're bothering people when we
Yeah.
ask them.
No,
and so if they ask to come on, it's like great because now we know that you want to.
Yeah, no,
be part of
I
it.
enjoy listening. Every Tuesday when it comes out, I usually pay attention when it scrolls through, and it's fun watching. Like I said, the taste test ones when you get the whole family involved, that's usually it's fun to watch those, and so.
Well, maybe we'll have to get Jamie involved in a taste test.
Yeah, we could do that.
Because he likes them so much.
Yeah. I'd have to pick the food item.
Okay. We liked, I liked learning a little bit about PI too.
Yes.
Because I didn't know, one, the number of people that were out there in Mazo, let alone that there was other places besides Cross Plains and Mazo.
Yeah.
And then to know what they do. I mean, I knew that they did plastic, and I actually worked at the Mark Center. You guys, the Cross Plains would send some boxes that some of those people could work with. So Melissa Hack was out there.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Anyway, she was one of them that was working out there. And anyway, I worked out there, and so I knew that there was some stuff they did like that, but I didn't know all the ins and outs of that.
Yeah, and
so.
even as recent as COVID, when that was really spiked in 2020, 2021, we, not us specifically in Mazo, but in Cross Plains, they made a lot of face shields.
Oh, okay.
So they actually made a ton of those and supplied the hospitals and whatnot in the area. So So that was kind of cool. I didn't realize that was even going on until I found out that they were doing that. But so that was cool.
Does PI, we're not a big podcast, obviously, and you've done a great job talking about it. Do they have like a public relations person or somebody we could contact if we wanted to have somebody on that represented them actually?
I could double check because in Cross Plains where the headquarters are, they have a lot more of all those office jobs that I'm not really sure if they actually have somebody devoted to that.
That makes
if
sense.
they would be in Cross Plains, and I probably wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
But I could also reach out and see. I'm sure we probably do.
Yeah, I mean, they're a big local business, Mazo, 250 employees.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
You
mind
guys are
having
hiring,
somebody
I'm
on that.
Yeah.
What did you say?
always
I'm
hiring.
assuming you're hiring and stuff.
Yep.
If you're getting bigger.
Yeah. 'cause-
Well, I know a fair amount of people that are younger, that like in Deshaun's class and stuff like that, that they would work at PI. They'd say, well, I got, night shift at Tyler Flammy worked.
Yeah.
Night shift
Caden
for a little
Hoskins,
while.
I think,
some
were
guys
there.
work there,
Yeah.
which is if you're not wanting to go to high school and you want to,
college,
work,
yeah.
if you don't want to go to high school,
Yeah,
even, I guess.
The truant officer will get you, but
No, anyway, if you don't want to go to college and you want to work in the trades or something, or you want to do that, it's a great way to
good start,
make money. Yeah, definitely.
the other thing, just one last thing is the original Father-Son voiceover podcast is starting to go global, and we're reaching out to the next village, Black Earth.
Yes.
You're our first.
I know.
We have had all Mazo people, and we've had in our minds, we've got to start to break the glass ceiling in Black Earth, Cross Plains, Arena, Spring. We're just you were the start.
So now I have
we
to
appreciate it.
somehow pass the baton to somebody in Cross Plains.
Yeah, well, or somebody in Black Earth.
Yeah.
We want friendship. We want to keep making this. You work in
Cohesiveness.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing is, before we end up here, Jamie Scott.
Jamie should know what this is.
Get a prize.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can honestly take 4 if you want.
Yes, please
One for
do.
each member, or
wow.
you could take, that's the original Father-Son voiceover
I
prize
appreciate that.
coupon. And so you can go over to our prize table and get 3 or 4 things, whatever you think you want. And then we'll get a picture. Probably we'll get a picture of
Right after we're
a
done
few
here.
of us. Yeah.
If you don't mind.
No, that's awesome. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks again, Jamie, for
Yeah,
coming
thanks very
on.
much.
And Drew will have something for us in our next segment. So join us for that.
Local guests of the original Father-Son voiceover podcast get a coupon towards the FSVP prize table and your choice of a valuable take-home gift. Congratulations, and thanks for being a guest on the original Father-Son voiceover podcast.
Hey everybody, Mom taking a picture of the sunset. We're here on some sort of beach in Marco Island, Florida, and this is the last night, and we thought we'd watch the sunset.
Did you like that video? Check out more from the original Father-Son voiceover podcast right over here. Or subscribe to our channel right here.